Hello everyone. Today, me and my friends will be presenting a business proposal, which is the optimizing construction workflow and budget allocations in a large-scale theme park development. To ensure the project theme park is a success, we need to evaluate the economic feasibility using the engineering economic tools. We also include capital investment estimation, operating cost analysis, and revenue forecasting, such as ticket sales, food, merchandise, and events. We also apply key financial evaluation methods such as net present value, internal rate of return, payback period, and break-even analysis. We consider market demand forecasting and sensitivity analysis to assess risk under different economic conditions. Results shows a positive NPV, strong IRR, and acceptable paybacks periods, indicating the project is economically viable. It demonstrates the practical applications of engineering economics in the real-world investment decision making.
Objective. We have two objectives. The number one is to analyze the current construction workflow process used in large-scale theme park development and identify common inefficiency of bottlenecks. Number two, to develop and optimize construction workflow model that enhance coordination scheduling and task executing across multi-phase of theme park development. Problem statement. The construction of large-scale theme park is highly complex and involve multiple disciplines, including first civil engineering, for example, architecture. Engineering. These diverse activities must be executed and coordinated simultaneously often within strict timelines and large financial budgets. Despite technological advancement in construction and project management. For example, many projects still suffer from poor workflow coordination. Delays in project timelines are common. Cost overruns frequently occur. So, key issue includes fragmentation of project tasks due to lack of communication between departments, inefficient scheduling, and duplication of work.
Okay, now let's go to the next part, which is our project feasibility. As you can see, there are three graphs, three tables actually. The right one and the left one is the our initial investments, and the right one will be our annually maintenance and operating costs. And for your information, these are only the assumption value of the cost. So yeah, let's go to the next part. And for this table, is our group's project estimated annual revenue, and we assume that there will be 100 people visiting our park per day. So we just multiply it to be a per year, and approximately we will get 1 million visitors to our theme park, and each person will have to pay 120 ringgit for the ticket price. And for the food and beverages spending will be estimately 40 ringgit per person. Merch and rental estimately 20 ringgit per person, and parking and other services we'll assume it to be approximately 10 ringgit per person. And after we overall it, all of the table, we will get this table, which is our initial investment will be 600 million, and our annual revenue will be 190 million. Annual operating cost will be 88 million, and for our net annual cash flow we just total up the revenue and the operating cost, so we will get 101.2 million. And we assume our project will be lasting for about 15 years, and the discount rate or the I% will be the 10%. And next will be doing the NPV analysis or PW analysis, present value. So we will get around 170 million, which is the positive value, which is good. And for IRR analysis, we assume it to be PW equal to 0 to find the minimum MARR. And actually we will get which is 14%, which is higher than our expectation. So which is not good, not bad. And that's for our payback value. payback period, sorry, we will list down our cash inflow for each years, and we can see that there are two rows with blue colors where the values will be cancelled out between negative and positive value, which is around ninth year and 10th year, and we just calculate it to be the formula, so we will get 9.44 years.
Table and Gantt chart outline the 10 key phases in the development of our theme park project, spanning a total of 80 months. We begin with a 2 months planning phase where we carry out feasibility studies, market research, and permitting. This is followed by a 3 months design phase involving architects, consultants to finalize the right layouts and thematic elements. The site preparation takes 1 month, ensuring the land is ready for construction. Then we have to move into the core construction phase, which is the longest at 8 months, involving all structures and civil works. Once the main structures are complete, right, installation happen over 2 months, followed by landscaping and testing for quality assurance, both taking 1 month each. At the same time, we run a 3 month marketing campaign in parallel with the later phases to build anticipation and visibility before launch. As we near the completion, we dedicate 1 month for opening preparation, including staff training and SOP finalization, leading up to the grand launch day. Each phase is planned with clear resource allocation to ensure coordination and reduce delays.
Segment fundamental. So next we're going to move on to the next one, which is the estimated fixed and variable cost. And the first one, which is I will explain about the estimated fixed cost. So this for the budgeting, we allocated for these several categories. For which first we will move our budget to the labor cost, which is estimated at around 120 million, whereas for material will be put for an estimated cost for 220 million, and for the others part, which is the special equipment for 100 million, M&E and utilities for 40 million, teaming and landscaping for 60 million, compliance and safety for 10 million, pre-opening market for 10 million, and finally for project management and overheads for 40 million. So for in this case, we allocated a lot of material for material, which is used for steel, concrete, and wiring piping to construct the structural, electrical, and more specific components for safe and more robust construction. Then the budget will be next will located to the labor for cover the design, site preparation, and structural work supervision, and etc. Next, for the estimated variable cost or the OPEX, we have categorized into these subjects where we have allocated 4.42 million, 42 million to labor, and the others will be allocated for utilities, where it will be used for HEVA, right power and water usage, and for maintenance, which is used for the rides, buildings, and landscape. We are wanted to allocate 24 million ringgit to include for prevention and corrective maintenance for technical assets, and next for security for the to be used for to be allocated for the guard CCTV and command center, which will allocated for 12 million ringgit. This is to ensure that have a better crowd control, park-wide surveillance, and etc. And next for the insurance to avoid liability and asset coverage will be allocated for 6 million ringgit. And next will be for the marketing and events and cleaning for waste, which is a total of around of 36 million ringgit. To prevent contingency, we have planned a contingency reserve on our budget, which will focus on the material price escalation in case, which will be estimated around 25 million ringgit. So this is to justify the reason why we put this contingency reserve for material and price escalation is to sometimes price of steel, copper, and imported components are may subjected to global market fluctuation. So this should be considered throughout the purchase. And next for the schedule delays, because to compensate the weather-related delays, supplier issues, and regulatory hold-ups, so this will cost around 20 million ringgit. And lastly, will be the force major compliance for 50 million ringgit for legal reasons and safety and regulation costs. Next, this as you can see here, this table will show the summary of the cost, where from the fixed cost will cost around 600 million ringgit. For the variable cost, we will take around 126 million ringgit. For the contingency, we took around 60 million ringgit, which takes a total of 768 million ringgit. For our financial planning, we start off with the project funding structure with sources coming from private investors, commercial bank loans, government tourism grant, and tourism grant, where we will collect from investors with a proportion of 60%. So this will ensure that the quick capital with long-term ROI expectation, which we will target the amount of 471.6 million ringgit. For the bank loans, we will take a proportion of 30%. We will try to obtain a 235.8 million ringgit with an interest of 5% and 8-year repayment term. And lastly, with having a government tourism grant with proportion of 10%, to aim the collection of 78.6 million with a non-repayable grant under Malaysia Tourism Fund. Next, for our financial plan, we'll start off with the revenue projection. We start off with the based on the visitor capacity, ticket pricing, and ancillary services. So from this table, it is assumed that for the first year, we will took around 2 million visitors for the first year, and it will increase proportionally, proportional to the efforts and the seasonal events. And then it also noted that the visitors may also spend during the stay at the theme park for the tickets, food, beverages, merchandise, and also for the parking fees. And finally, it's assumed that the revenue growth is assumed stable macroeconomic and tourism trends. And next year is the operating expenses forecast, or the APEX forecast. So for the first year, it is assumed as at 126 million ringgit for the first year for full operation. However, it will increase as the APEX to a staggering of 165 million ringgit due to the staff increment, utility, inflation, spend of maintenance, addition of the attraction, and etc. Okay, and finally is the BITDA and net profit forecast for the first to the fifth year, which is where the BITDA means the earning before the deduction of interest and interest. So as you can see here, this is the table of it. Next, we compare the budgeting and the financial plan. We propose the break-even analysis to determine which part, where is the break-even revenue, and this. So we utilize this formula, and finally what we got is that this project will expect to reach a cumulative break-even around in the fourth year, assuming that the continued growth and no major economic disruption. And finally, for the return on investment, from our calculation here, it shows that the ROI is equals to around 80%. That this shows that it considered high attractive for infrastructure-based entertainment investment based on the ROI. And finally, for the financial risk and mitigation, it needed to consider these risks, such as the visitors turn out below projection, which will impact the revenue shortfall. So in order to mitigate this risk, we have to the project should marketing the theme park very inclusively, and maybe the local event can host their programs in the theme park, and maybe we can targeting the price of the ticket. And next, for the material cost inflation, which will cause the budget overrun. So to mitigate this problem, is we need to do the bulk procurement contracts, vendor lock-ins. And for the next, we'll learn the payment pressure, which will cause the cash flow stress on the project. So to mitigate this, we use the grace period on loan, staggered repayments. And for the others, which is the risk of currency fluctuation and safety instead of operational halt, which may cause the procurement risk and brand revenue loss. And to mitigate this risk, we have to do the currency hedging, local sourcing as possible, and finally to ensure safe to prevent any accidents, it is best to stick with the safe protocol and crisis management, and it will be handled by the crisis management team.
So as we can see here, our theme park project is financially viable and profitable. Our net present value is around 169.7 million ringgit. Our IRR is 14.7%, which is above 10% discount rate. Our payback period is around 9.44 years, which is within the 15 years lifespan. and our ROI of 5 years is around 79.45%, which is very attractive to investors. It has strong performance backed by financial metrics and has less risk mitigation, as this itself is a solid real world example of engineering economics in action. That's all from us. Thank you.